But even saying that, I don't think that
You've riled up the
yeah. But let's all just get some perspective here. Yeah. The people that were in those comments that were saying that it's no longer safe for me to go to Peckham because
do you know what though?
I said something. Do you know I've got a horrible voice?
Like, stop talking for a second.
But people can still come to Mitcham.
Stop talking for a second. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
What's been made apparent to me? You may actually not be able to go Peckham because this isn't new. This ain't new. You might get dragged up by the youngers, and I just think you need to be aware that this is a real thing.
All right, well, I don't even want to go to
These are not people from Yorkshire typing in their pads.
Well, I'm not sure that they're not, though, because my whole point is...
So you better tidy up the rest of your statement.
Okay, but my whole point here is...
Because, Giggs, I'm not backing her, so I'm...
Oh, my God, you pussy. Now, listen to what I'm saying is... everything that we said before is allegedly. You said it. So don't try and leave me out here in the cold.
Young kids, you know when they say, watch out because your girlfriend might get you in trouble.
See how you're being influenced by the comments? Look at her. You're being influenced by the comments.
Welcome back to CHATABOX, episode whatever it is, 30-something.
Episode 33.
I'm your host, Bailey.
And I'm Kaira.
What are we talking about this week?
What are we talking about this week? I have to say, I spend so long talking that...
Yeah, you can't shut up at home.
I know, this is the thing, and then I get nervous.
You put on the spot.
I get nervous. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world in general. But...
You know what, though? You know when you think about what subjects to think about when you come on here, do you feel like you want to find real topics, or are you just happy to talk?
Well, the thing is that I like true crime. So, like,
what, as in
sometimes
real crime that's actually happening?
Yeah, that's why it's called true crime.
No, but, like, is it happening or has happened?
Happening, the same thing. But I feel like sometimes I want to talk about like cases that are going on or things that I find interesting, but that might not be your bag.
I like the Diddy trial.
No, that's the only one that you seem to enjoy. You're still obsessed with it. But no, I wasn't talking about that. When
is his trial?
December.
It's gonna be
I'm pretty sure it's like December 19th.
It's going to be live streamed.
I don't know, maybe.
Because he's taken...
Do you know what I'm worried about, though? I am worried that they're going to say that it's had too much public attention and therefore he can't get a fair trial, and that's how his defence will mean that they can either drag it out or, like, he won't get the punishment he deserves because they'll say that it was a trial by media.
Did you see that Liam One Direction guy jumped out of a...
Well, it's not confirmed. It's allegedly,
But was he allegedly also a part of this case?
Why do you have to link everything back
because
to Diddy?
there was stories about a young artist and he didn't want the stuff to come out.
I don't know anything
because
about
it will ruin his life, and he was at Diddy parties. So
I don't know. But
you know, I'm on conspiracies.
But so many people were at Diddy parties. You need to move on from this. You need to just let it go.
I'm waiting. I'm being patient.
But you need to let it go. No, you haven't, because I come into the front room and you're still there like, and Diddy said in 2019.
Yeah, I'm not that person.
Yes, you are. You are. And literally, I leave you alone for 5 minutes. Like it just said, according to TMZ in 2021, like this. Like every minute. I leave and I'm watching you watch it.
There's these two Asian guys that are like podcasters and they just do like conspiracy theories all the time. And they're quite sick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to show you some of them.
I do like a good conspiracy. That's why I want my conspiracy.
No, but you know what? Like, thinking about this, yeah? So, your friends like always sending me this conspiracy stuff now.
Shout out Courtney.
Yeah, shout out Courtney. I wasn't going to say who.
You got to big her up. She is
I wasn't going to say who, because I was going to say more.
No, okay. You could bleep that if you want.
Yeah, but like, I'm starting to get the gist, that she's not joking at all. She's a proper...
she's deep in.
She's proper conspiracy. Which...
You've opened up a door
so I'm gonna have to distance myself early. Because,
Don't, that'll break her heart.
No, because, Yeah. And I'm still thinking I'm joking. Like, I am a conspiracist, but I don't want to be part of any WhatsApp groups.
You are.
No, I'm not. I'm not there yet. Because
you're
trying to box me in as one of them.
You got added in. Do you know what it is at the moment? Your conspiracy interests.
I'm just interested.
Are very niche. No. What it is that you have niche interests. Your conspiracy at the moment is aligned to Diddy and like outside circle Diddy conspiracies.
There's a lot of outside
That's what I'm
circle
saying.
Diddy theories going on.
But that's what I'm saying. But they have to lead back to Diddy somewhere, and that's the only way you're interested.
No, they just all happen to be linking
No,
back to Diddy.
it's you that happens to link them all to Diddy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
Conspiracies. Talking of celebrities, I did have one topic that I wanted to bring up, and it has, like, I guess, a wider reach than just like the actual celebrity it's about. So, have you seen that Cruz Beckham?
I don't know who that is.
Victoria and David Beckham's son, one of them.
Oh, his name's Cruz.
One of them's called Cruz. He's the youngest, I think. You've got Romeo,
I know
Brooklyn.
Romeo. Oh.
Romeo, Brooklyn, Cruz, and then the daughter's called Harper.
Wait, are they all named after where they was conceived? Was that the idea?
Brooklyn. That would probably be the only one out of those.
Oh yeah, I was about to say Cruz is a bit. That's a bit.
Nice.
Anyway.
So it's Cruz Beckham. He is 19, and he has a new girlfriend, and his girlfriend is 29.
Is he? What does he do with himself? Is he a footballer?
I don't know. He's just one of the Beckhams. Like, do you need a job when you're a Beckham? I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. Does he work? Is he a normal
I don't
guy?
know.
Go on him. So what's he done?
He's not done anything. I'm just saying that his new girlfriend is 29. What's your opinion on that?
Well, how old is he?
19.
I don't care. Is that it?
Well,
I thought he was going to give me some juice.
No, it's not. Is that it? I'm just saying, I don't think that's like quite a...
29 with a 19-year-old.
Like, she's nearly... Like, imagine that's basically me.
To be honest with you...
With someone...
The age gap there is only... If my friend was 29 with a 19-year-old, I wouldn't really think too much of it. But for me...
You wouldn't?
For me, I couldn't, because my little sister is around that age. So
she's not.
No, age gap wise.
Okay, right.
If I was 29, Shay would have been 19.
Okay.
So I could not see myself with.
But you wouldn't think that would be odd from your friend?
No, I've 19 and 29.
That's mad.
But I see like 19-year-olds with like 40-years, and we're like we're not going
that's
crazy.
Wrong.
Yeah, I know it's
not
a bit
wrong.
Like
not
gold
wrong.
diggery.
No, I don't think it's necessarily gold diggery, because in this scenario, she's the older one.
I mean,
I don't think it's anything about money. I wouldn't think about money. I just think
I would
it's
only think it's not mad if they just met. But if he had met her when she was 16, then I would start thinking this is a bit mad. But if you just met a girl, oh, how old is she? She's 19. I'm like, oh, a bit young, but she's all right though. She's an adult. What? You're raising eyebrows at 19?
Not at 19.
You've been a fully grown adult for a while.
Yeah, I know, but I just still feel like it's... okay, there's people that are in age gap relationships and it works for them, and they've got like... We've got, what, 5 years between us?
Is it?
Yeah, 5 years.
Is that a lot?
5 or 6.
That's probably more...
Which I would say is like, I guess, like middling to average. But like, I just feel like I guess I look at her and I think like, like, why are you with an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old? Like, she's...
Oh, wait, she's 29.
That's what I just said, yeah.
And he's 19.
Oh, my God,
That's what you said.
Basic facts you're missing in this conversation.
All right, then, what's she getting out of it?
That's what I mean.
Oh, wait, he's Beckham.
He's 19,
The
yes.
Beckham? Oh,
yes.
That's what she's getting out of it, of course.
Yes, but I'm saying that I just think it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is, but I know why.
But do you think... I suppose, like, I'm shocked that your answer was that you think it would be all right for your friend to do that. Because if my friends are 30, yeah, and they were like, oh, yeah, I'm just dating this, like, 19-year-old, I'd be like, right.
No, if he would be 20 in this scenario.
Or 20.
Yeah.
I still would be like, okay. But maybe it's because you feel like it's more acceptable the other way around, men and women. Or is it less acceptable? Like, I don't know, I'm just posing the question.
I really had to hold what I was about to say.
What was you going to say?
I was going to say, but remember your dad? That's
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to go deep into my dad's business yet, but do you remember when we went up to see him and then you said about him having child lock on in the car?
Yeah. And he appreciated that joke.
You have to tell the story properly because I can't say it.
I don't remember it.
I think the car was I think like
I was in the back.
it was locked or something, and you couldn't get out, and then you were like, you said something
Is
about
this for
like,
your girlfriend?
is this for your girlfriend? He was like, what? You're like, the child lock. So one of the first times that this guy's met my dad, and this is how he behaves. It's just so ridiculous.
But he laughed though. He got it.
He got it.
It was one of those. It was one of those ones where you say it and you're like.
At least he's got a good sense of humour.
Yeah.
However, you know,
I don't think it was that sharp.
They're
though.
happy.
It was more banter than that.
They're happy, and you know that, and I'm really happy for them. Like I said, there are some age gaps in relationships that work, but I am just like, I guess I'm not casting any judgment. I'm just asking you, what age gap do you think is acceptable? How much is too much? We're a couple
It's
podcasts.
for the person. It's for the person. It is all too much for me. Like I said, for me, I couldn't be with a girl the same age as my little sister, and she's 10 years younger than me. So that for me. But if I never had a little sister, I probably wouldn't have that in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you look at, like, say yourself and you was
I wouldn't go for much younger than me, but I'm saying what I would judge. That's what I'm talking about. Me, I wouldn't even go younger than you because you're like an old woman for your age. But you remember, I used to complain that you've got this 25-year-old energy.
Because I was literally 23.
Yeah, and I was 30, and I'm like, I'm done with all that. I'm chilling. I'm on the down now.
Yeah, but
so imagine now.
you might
Imagine
not
now
feel
at
the same
35.
when you're like 50 and you're like, getting my second win.
Yeah, probably. But imagine now at 35,
Get
me
your
trying to
young
go out with a
birds.
25-year-old.
Yeah.
If you are a 35 to 40-year-old, yeah. If you're going for these 25-year-olds, remember what 25 felt like. You can't keep up with that. And
Yeah, you can. It's just that you can't keep up with that. You can't keep up with that. There's lots of people out there that are ready,
Too much
raring to go.
Okay, like too much wanting to socialize and stuff like that. I've done it. I'm past it.
Okay, so what do you think is an appropriate age gap then?
For me,
No, just in general.
what's an inappropriate age gap?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you should be within 7 years below you. 7 years up. 7 either way.
You got a 14-year.
You got 14. You got
You got a spread there.
You got girls from the age of that to that.
Yeah.
20 to 34.
Women. Yeah.
If you was in the middle of that, I think that's fair.
Hmm.
And I just think that's. But I wouldn't. If someone said there's 10 years older than their partner, I wouldn't actually care. I would only care if it's 10 years and she's very close to being. She was just a kid.
Yeah. I mean, there's also just some there's some weird overlaps with that as well. Like, there's people who, I think it's weird when you meet someone who is not only an age gap, but there's also another, because whether or not you want to admit it, age does denote power in some senses, at least through terms of like wisdom and experience, right? So like a lot of the time, people say that they think that like a big age gap feels icky because of the power imbalance, right? But I think that's added to when there's a power imbalance of like the circumstance they met them in. So like, for example, people that it's their boss is like 15 years older than them, but they're also your boss. So is there not always a bit of a imbalance there, like that can be kind of taken advantage of? And I'm not talking gender wise, I'm just saying in general, male or female. Also, is there or like something like, it's been known, maybe not so much anymore, but definitely about 10, 15 years ago, I'm sure it was a lot more prevalent. But like people who are young teachers meet their future wife or husband and they're in sixth form, then they get together a couple of years after that. I'm like, weird. I'm not saying it's a paedophile thing because they had their relationship post 18,
like you and
21, 22. You can't just be naming people out like that. That's still, you got to take that out.
Groomed her.
You got to take that out because she still works in schools.
Oh.
She's like an assistant head. So you got to take that out.
I'm just going to bleep the name. It's going to be like, bleep, bleep.
No.
And they'll be like, who did he say?
Yeah, but you won't.
I will, I promise
It's not
you.
like that. It's not like that.
Well, you know who you are.
I was a troubled teen.
And
I like
you taught her, and then when she finished school, you brought her into your home.
She's part of the reason.
Groomed her.
Part of the reason I am the success story I am today.
And, yeah.
The amazing human being I am.
See if you come up in Diddy's party list. if you're on the list. You know who you are. We're bleeping your name, but you know who you are.
I'm just saying that there is circumstances whereby it's like, is there a power imbalance when it becomes a sexual relationship?
What if that, yeah, perfectly innocent, wasn't it?
I'm not talking about that now.
No, but it was perfectly innocent, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right. Imagine
it
was a guy.
Are we back onto Diddy?
Imagine it was a guy, so it had those same intentions, no sexual.
Yeah.
But then, after 10 years of living there, then you started a relationship. Would that be justified?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Or could that never be justified? Could you be like,
I
honestly lived...
I didn't say it wasn't or wasn't justified. I'm just saying that adding different levels of power.
No, I'm saying I'm giving a whole new... You do this all the time. I'm giving a completely made up scenario.
Yeah.
And you keep going, no, I never said that. I know nothing about what you said. I'm saying could that be like a legit?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
I've lost where you're at.
As you were then.
I've lost where we're at.
What's the age gap you're allowed?
It's hard, isn't it? Because I think once you start questioning like people's relationships and saying like, I think that's gross. It's not a one blanket statement like you were saying. Like, it's hard to say that. Because who's to say that if someone's got a 20-year age gap but they have a really good relationship, that might be perfect for them. Do you know what I mean? But I do start to look a bit like, and maybe it's also different when you're older. So say like if it's a 35-year-old with a 45-year-old, I'm like, okay, cool. But when you look at a 19-year-old and a 29-year-old, to me there is a difference. Even though, like, for example, you have a over 10-year age gap with some of the people that we go to the gym with. So in social situations, you do end up meeting people in sports, in work, whatever, that have big age gaps. And I've got friends who are much older than me. Do you get what I mean? But I do just start, when it's like romantically, I do go, But that sounds extremely judgmental. Do you know what I mean? But I guess I'm not saying that they're weird. It's just that maybe I wouldn't date. I don't think I could date younger than me anyway. I've never dated younger than me.
But you couldn't see yourself with like a 28-year-old?
There'd have to be like... Well, I don't know, I say that, but then it's like I say about maturity, and you're one of the most immature people I've ever met.
And you love it.
No.
You love it.
I do like it sometimes, but not all the time. So my point is, I feel like I would say, I couldn't date younger because I wouldn't want them to be immature, but I just feel like it doesn't matter what age. You can still be immature and be older. Case point. Right here.
Fine. Fine. All right. This morning, I put up a quick Ask Us Anything. A lot of people have taken that as an opportunity to ask me directly something.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I'll ignore those.
Sorry. You can do them if you want.
I'm just going to go through them. First one.
Yeah, but you can ask
No, I'm just going to go through them.
Or I can read them to you.
No, I'll go through them. Who would you choose to play you in a movie about your life?
Great question. Ooh. I don't know. I've got someone in mind, but I feel like she's a bit older than me, but maybe this is like when I'm older. It's my autobiography about when I discovered some sort of cure or whatever.
When
I was murdered.
When you're thinking of who could play you, are you trying to think of who looks remotely like you, or are you thinking who's a great actress, or are you thinking?
Because they've got to look. I can't say like Keira Knightley. You know what I mean?
You could do blackface.
No,
like
that we will not be doing.
Robert Downey Jr. in
we will
Tropic
not be
Thunder.
doing blackface.
So then you've got to limit it down to someone that looks remotely like you.
Exactly.
Who are my options?
I know exactly who could do you.
Who?
The guy that you got mistaken for that time.
Oh, should I tell that story? Yeah. Oh, it's deep. Do you know his name?
No, but I'm sure we could find out. What's the programme?
He was on...
It's like BBC something, innit?
He's been in everything BBC. I think is it the guy from Plebs. Was he in Plebs? No, he wasn't that guy. It's a different one.
Oh, what is his name?
Famalam. He was in Famalam.
Is he in Famalam? Yeah.
He's in Famalam.
I just typed in mixed race male actors.
Oh, let me tell you the story.
Actually more than you think, you know.
Huh? Let me tell you the story. So I had a photographer hit me up, and it was like, if you wanted to get any headshots done, I'd like, if you could shout me out, I'll do them. And at this time, my management was like, oh, we need to get your headshots done. So I was in the back of my mind, I was like, I need to get this done. So I was like, oh, cool. I told my management, I found someone who's going to do it. I'm just going to go get them done. It was like, cool. So I had to go pick this guy up and take him to the studio. That was part of the agreement. I needed to pick him up. So I went and picked him up. And as we're driving to the studio...
His name's John McMillan, by the way.
Yeah, as we're driving to the studio to take these photos, he's just telling me a lot about myself. Like, he's like, oh, I love all the stuff that you do, blah, blah, blah. You're in you do so many different characters, and you're on the BBC and there. And I'm sitting there thinking, I haven't done any of these things. Like, who are you? Who do you think I am? I don't know who you think I am. But what you're doing
is going, yeah,
I'm just like nodding, like, I'm not correcting him is what I'm doing. I'm not lying, but I'm just like, that was weird. I don't know who you're talking about. These times I'm actually like thinking, who does he think I am? And I'm like, there's no way he thinks I'm that guy. I don't look anything like that guy.
Look at him.
No, it's mental. But anyway, yeah. We got the photos done. I said thank you. I shouted him out, and then we never really spoke again. But the entire time he thought I was him.
He probably because he was like, oh yeah, I did a shoot with that guy, and he probably showed someone, and they were like, that's not him.
That ain't him.
You've been scammed. He's like, thanks, John. See you later, John. You're like, oh yeah,
but big up, big up. He must just have been confused. I don't think he thinks I'm him. I think he thinks he's me, because he was calling me Bailey.
What?
He's calling me Bailey. Yeah, and he just must think I'm on that show. He must think that was me.
No.
So I think it's more of a case of he thought he was me.
Is he a white guy?
No, he's a black guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you thought it was just straight racism.
I thought maybe that could. No. I was thinking, what else could be the reason?
He's a black guy, and he knew my name was Bailey, so he must just think that is Bailey. Yeah. And that's what I'm sticking with.
See, I'm gonna say that he could play you because he's actually an actor.
Yeah, but as long as he's not doing none of his goofy characters.
Or it has to be because you are a goofy character.
I want to show my serious side of
my
story.
You are a goofy character, so it would have to be you.
He could play me though.
Or clearly. Rio Ferdinand.
He's not an actor.
Okay.
So why am I sacrificing skill for look?
All right, so then do him then.
Pause. I won't do anyone. Anyway, that is a good story.
Wait, I don't know who mine would be.
I don't know who looks like you.
I was going to say, I don't look like her, but I feel like she's a good actress, you know. Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana?
You know who she is. I don't look like her, but she's mixed race and she could play me.
Yeah. Could do.
That was a no.
Yeah. Alright, next question.
You're giving no good suggestions.
Will you ever do normal daily vlogs again, especially in Thailand, like during lockdown? That's obviously a question to me, but the Thailand part brought it back to us. So I was thinking, yes, it's a good opportunity to let you know. I do plan on doing vlogs again, especially when we move to Thailand. But right now, I can't build up the inspiration to vlog in London because I'm not doing anything.
That's so negative. Why
but that's just, like I'm being honest. What?
You're being negative.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
Is that not honest?
Yeah.
Is that not the same story I told you?
Yeah.
When I get to Thailand, especially with Kaira, I've got things to vlog. I'm experiencing new things.
I feel like if anything, you're going to be doing even less.
Maybe. It's too hot.
That's what I mean.
Too hot.
Just basically the answer to your question is he's making excuses on excuses. And that's the horrible answer. The nice answer is that he's uninspired. Correct?
I don't know.
And I think that maybe...
I've got a good question.
Okay. See, look at he's dodging the question.
What? I've answered it, and you'll analyse my answer.
All right.
Question.
It's defensive.
And we'll see. Whoever answers this is going to answer it completely different, but I'm hoping you're going to stick to the truth. How did you guys meet?
Okay.
Go on. You tell the story.
I know it's not the story. I know what the truth is, but you're going to say it's different.
Go on. You tell the story.
Okay. So we were No, sorry. I was on a night out the day after my birthday with a friend, and that said friend was on the prowl for a guy. That was like one of the purposes of us going out. She was like, I want to meet a guy. I was like, cool, I'm going to come out and be your wing woman. Then we went out and we were in the club and we were stood over by the bar, and then like 3 guys or 2 guys walk in together, and I turned around to her, I said, oh, he's good looking, like that, and she went, oh yeah, he is good looking, and then that was it. So then she was like,
just for the purpose of the tape,
yeah,
and the audio listeners,
yes,
he being
you,
this guy,
yeah,
okay,
this guy,
as he was,
he walked in wearing a very baggy t-shirt and very tight jeans.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes, I remember exactly what you were wearing.
What t-shirt was I wearing?
It was like a long dress t-shirt.
I was wearing my long t-shirts at times. Zara.
Yeah.
Was it ripped up?
Yeah, little ripped up Zara thing.
Was it a ripped up thing? Yeah, I was onto them.
Scantily clad he
Skinny
was
jeans.
As he walked in. Scantily clad's a good word. If your word is a weed. It's not, but if you want it to be, it can.
That sounds like 2 words.
But it's a term.
Okay.
It just means not wearing much.
So I was scantily clad.
Yes, walking in. And then, so then she was like, oh, like, he is quite cute. And I was like, okay, cool. And then she was like, right. And then she was just like, oh. And she was like, and he's with Terrell Lewis. And I was like, who? And she was like, you know, Terrell Lewis. I was like, no, no idea. And then she was like, and then that was it, basically. That was the conversation. And she was like, I can't believe you don't know who he is. I was like, no. So then we were dancing. It's a very small bar/club. We were dancing. And then all of a sudden, this guy was stood on the dance floor.
Who?
This guy. You were
this
on the
guy?
dance floor. Yeah.
Right, go on.
And note, this is a key point in the story, because when you hear witness number 2's when you hear witness number 2's story or line of events, he will say that I approached him. But it's funny how all of your friends were all at the table and you were stood on, which is raised up on a raised platform. You were stood on the dance floor just mingling around with no one, with a drink in your hand, tapping your foot, right? So then you kind of were like, look over, and then like she was looking over and I was looking over, and it was like, okay. And then you were like, come over. And then we both came over and we were talking to you, and then you were like, do you want to come over to my table for a drink? And I was just like, sure, because I'm being a wing woman. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we go over. She is behind me being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like this. And I'm like, okay, chill out, play it cool. Go over to the table. And then I'm like so icked out by this whole thing. So I'm like, I'm trying to be a good wing woman, but I don't do this. There's
Explain what you're icked out about.
All these thirsty bitches around the table. When I say thirsty, I mean that figuratively and literally. They're all there drinking the drink. So I took my one drink.
Oh, so you got a drink?
I took my one drink and then I left and went back to the dance floor.
So you come to the table, got a drink and
you
left.
invited us over, and then that was it. Like there was no chat. There was no like that. You just thought I was going to be one of those other girls at the table, and everyone is squish up like this. I'm like, this. If this is meant to be VIP, then count me as not important, because this is not fun. So
more ladies to the table.
Exactly. And then I disappeared, and I went to shake some ass and the dance floor, and then you turned up again, and then we got
Do you know what? This is the first time you've actually told your story with some accuracy, because you've never actually told that story like that. You've actually described everything that happened without saying that you pursued me.
I didn't pursue you, though.
Wait. You've told the entire story accurately. No lie has been told.
Yes.
Yeah. But what you failed to put out there, what you failed to make clear in your statement, was that whether it was for yourself or for your friend, you had a target on my back, and you found yourself.
There was multiple good-looking guys in the room. You just happened to be mingling near us.
You targeted me.
No.
And I will say, the only thing I'm gonna like highlight, I'm not even gonna change the story. Your story is correct. Yeah. When I came in the club, it was across the room over there. Yeah.
We were at the bar, so
at the
next
bar,
to the door.
at the door, at the entrance. I came in. That's when I first saw you see me. That's when I first saw
you. Oh, so you saw me?
Yeah, the first time I saw you see me. Yeah. Let me say this as well, because remember, I'm not giving a whole new story. I'm just adding to yours. Little does everyone believe or might think I'm not the most confident when it comes to approaching girls. I don't just go up on a whim. I won't just go up and try something.
Yeah.
I have to have been given the look. I have to have been given the come chat to me look. I have to be, something needs to make me believe that this is already happening. I hate rejection.
Yeah.
I'll never do it.
Your ego's too big.
I watch my friends that I know they're going to reject. I see them walk up to girls and let the girl say, yeah, and nothing. And I can't take that. So I'll ensure that won't happen. How do I know this won't happen with you? Because you followed me around the club to my table. You've navigated through
that is a lie.
You've navigated through a busy crowd.
It's literally about 20
You've navigated
feet
through a
square
busy crowd. And what I did do was I stepped off of our platform from VIP.
So you lowered yourself.
Lowered myself to your level so that you could still see me.
Sure.
And then I said, hey, you, come get a drink.
But you always tell everyone that I approached you.
That is it.
But I didn't approach you.
You came to the table.
I did not come to the table though.
Your story.
Yeah, I came up after you said, do you want to come have a drink? I was like, okay then. And I came and got a drink. And literally, I got my drink and I walked back off. Because I was like, this is so cringe.
Didn't tell the rest of that story as well.
I think that's enough. Because I know what you're going to... Because I know what you're like. You try and paint narratives of me and I'm not taking
What narrative am I going to paint?
I know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say and I'm not getting into it.
Go on.
No.
Why?
Because I know what you're trying to say.
Is it bad?
It's not bad.
What is it then?
It's not bad, but I'm not going to do it because you're going to find a way to twist it. That's what you always do. Anyway, regardless, I did not follow you around the club.
Whatever happens, yeah. Whatever happened.
No, you're so annoying.
Give me a hand. I'm glad you did. Come.
I did not follow you around the club.
All right.
Did not follow you around the club.
All right.
I didn't need to follow you around the club.
Listen, I think I'm happy what you
know
said.
what? If I could go back, I would go back.
It's the best version of the story.
And then I would
I've
say,
heard,
oh, that
and
guy's
it's
good
on camera.
looking. That guy's good looking. And then she would have been like, yeah. And I'd been like, actually, jeans are too tight.
And Kaira
looks like a dickhead.
And her and the friend are no longer.
Well, she hated me from that night onwards.
because not getting me for the purpose of the tape, this guy.
Yes.
Actually, was that all it took?
To be honest, it highlighted, and we were really, really good friends, and I would never ever fall out over a guy, but it was literally like overnight. And the thing is that I was like offering her up to you because that's what I was there for, and you were like,
I thought you were just playing hard to get.
No, you were said to me, you were like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I remember you kept saying about your friend, and
yes.
I was just like, yeah.
You said to me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not into her, I'm into you, and then I was like,
that's not how I
did.
I might have implied that, but not those words. Something way smoother and cheekier.
Okay, well,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not into her, I'm into you.
It was pretty much that.
That's Saved by the Bell talk.
What?
I would have said something way cooler than that.
What are you talking about?
Alright, go on.
Well, anyway, that's what you said. So
yeah, I agree.
That's
I wasn't.
the sentiment of whatever you said. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, well, that's awkward.
Yeah.
But by then she was talking to whoever she was talking to. So I was kind of like, but anyway, overnight she then decided that she would make my life a misery for a hot
Tried to get you
minute.
fired or something.
That was like my, do you know what? It's actually like, makes me think about friendships and stuff because I have a lot of really, really, really good friendships and friendships with good communication, all of that sort of stuff. But that was the first time I think I'd ever experienced heartbreak from how betrayed I felt by that friendship. She really like went out of her way to actually betray me. And when I look back, and it sounds like such a dickhead thing to say, but so many people said it to me after the point, like, they were like, I don't know why you're friends with her. She was so jealous of you. Like, she was so weird with you for such a long time. But I just didn't see it because I really liked her and I really wanted the friendship. Do you get what I mean? And I think, like, we were both mixed race. We were both in the same career. We were both in the same area, which was, like, a very white area.
But she was your boss?
She was senior to me, yeah. She was head of department and, like, worked in the department. And she was also, like... We're very similar taste in music, similar taste in men, obviously. And like we had like a really good friendship. So when she did what she did, which was deep, it like proper hurt. And I don't think I'd ever been heartbroken from a relationship before. So that was like heartbreak of a friendship. Like I actually felt like I had to grieve that friendship. I feel like we don't talk about that very much. Like maybe guys, I don't know if they experience it in the same way, but friendship breakups are actually really shit.
I don't think I've ever had a friend. Oh, well, I've stopped talking to friends.
Yeah, and
we never had a breakup.
I feel like if you're honest about it, though, that was that when you had your friendship difficulties, even if it wasn't a breakup, that was really challenging for you.
No. It wasn't challenging.
Be honest. We're doing this podcast.
I'm trying to be honest.
People can
ask the right questions to get the right answers.
Talk about how they feel.
It wasn't challenging. It definitely wasn't challenging.
Okay, so did that breakdown of that friendship, did it hurt your feelings?
Which one are you talking about?
With
no, it pissed me off more than anything. It was.
But do you think that's because that's a lot of the way that you express how you feel? I think you get more raged because it. I'm just saying, you know, this was originally you and Leo. Men's podcast talking about men's feelings. Like, is there space for the fact that actually maybe it wasn't being just pissed off, it was hurt as well?
I don't know, maybe I was hurt, but maybe not in an obvious way. But it was more, I was more frustrated and pissed off than anything. And then when what happened like more recent, that just further kind of just silently just pissed me off a little bit more.
I can't remember what happened.
Like we met up and talked about it.
Oh yeah.
And then kind of put it to bed. But then in my head I was just like, but nothing's changed. But yeah, I don't think it hurt. I don't think I've had that experience that you've had where it hurt. I've had that with that and the other one, like the same. What I would say was that it was more like I felt like it was annoying because it didn't need to happen. More than anything. I was more pissed. I'm more pissed off. I'm like, bro, this is that than hurt. I think I'd be hurt if like me and Max fell out and didn't talk again. That's when I think I'd be, this feels like a love thing. My Max, you know what I mean? Other people, it's more like you just kind of show me your true side.
I don't know. Yeah, I do think there is something about like male and female relationships are quite different. But like maybe when you say it's like, oh, they've just shown you that side of them. I think with women, you feel like when you're betrayed by someone like that, women often like I think they love fast, especially with their female friends. So they've told them stuff, they've confided in them. Do you know what I mean? They've trusted them, and then when they betray you, it's like. Whereas I think because of the essence that men generally. I'm not saying that your friendships aren't as deep. I'm just saying maybe it takes longer to get as deep. Do you get what I'm saying? And like maybe you see a true side to them, but you hadn't really been looking for that before. Do you get what I mean? So maybe it doesn't hurt as much because you're like, oh, now I just see who you are.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, it's completely changed who I thought you were, which feels a bit different.
I think that's the thing. With the example you gave, it's like, the situation was, I know what he's like this to other people, but he's never been like it to me.
Yeah.
So when it happened, I wasn't like, oh, this is who you are. It was more like, oh, yeah. So you could do it to me. So it's not like I wasn't like, I already knew what he was like. So it was just.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why to me, I'm not forcing you to feel any way, but that's why to me it seemed from the outside, it seemed to me that that's why. It actually was more of a hurtful thing rather than a pissed off thing. Because of the fact that it's personal. It's like, wait a minute, like I've accepted you for all of your bad things. I just never thought you was going to do it to me.
I guess it was like, I don't know, maybe I don't remember feeling hurt, but if you have to deep what I was thinking or feeling, if I narrowed it down, it probably would have been. But to me, I just remember being pissed off all the time.
Friendship betrayal is very real, and like there's so many different forms of betrayal.
Have you ever betrayed anyone?
Have I ever betrayed anyone? I don't think so. I can't, not off the top of my head, I can't think of it. Anyone? I think if you count betraying, like I've probably said something horrible about someone, but then I've also.
What is a betrayal?
That's the thing, is like I count betrayal as something like they purposely fuck over an opportunity for you, whether that's like work-wise or whatever. Or I would say that betrayal definitely within maybe more like, I don't know, I've never been involved in it, but I would presume more like, you know, influencer industry stuff is like talking shit on your name when you're not in the room. I would say that's a betrayal. Like someone.
Is that what you're saying? You've done to my
No. I was saying I've probably said something. I've never like done it to fuck over someone's opportunity. But if someone said something, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, that pissed me off. But then I also have said it to their face, so I don't think that's a betrayal.
No.
But yeah, I would say betrayal as well is someone being
Betrayal seems so like villain. Like the word betrayal.
Or done you wrong. And then obviously there's money. Betrayal with money is like probably one of the most common ones. And then I would say, what else is a betrayal? Oh, like lying. I don't know. Maybe this isn't betrayal. Maybe this is just not being a good friend or a friend you wouldn't want to have, but putting you in a dangerous situation and then knowingly doing that. Do you get what I mean?
That's irresponsible, isn't it?
Rather than, maybe it's not betrayal, but you know, like that friend that you're like, why is it that every time, like you knew this was going to be a case, why am I in the car?
I'm sitting here this whole time trying to think of a time I betrayed someone. I'm really trying to rack my brain for one. Like, I must have done something. I can't think of one.
I don't think you care enough about anything to do anything like that.
What do you mean?
You just don't care enough to do anything.
Okay, what do you mean?
No, I just meant as in you're just like, meh. Like you're not, like, I feel like betrayal, you need to be a little bit more like conniving.
Well, I feel like to betray someone, you have to have a motive. And the motive's got to be like...
That's what I'm saying, and you just don't have one.
Oh, don't... I could be betrayal.
No, you're petty. You are king of pettiness.
No, I don't
that's
like
different.
That. I don't like that. Give me another one.
You are king of spitefulness.
Give me another one.
You are. You're king of petty.
Petty.
But,
petty sounds pathetic.
You are petty.
I'm not.
You are.
I am...
Pedantic.
Pedantic.
Yes. Petty, pedantic, petulant. All of these...
Are these all the same meanings?
Words. No, they're just slightly different versions of them. Anyway, but I wouldn't say that you're someone that's like someone that would be into betrayal.
Betrayal feels like you got to go, no, when you find out whatever just happened.
But I would say like money is a big thing for most people. Like betrayal. Like I've trusted you with my shit.
I've never betrayed anyone.
Yeah.
Unless it was like lying, like you don't want somebody to come, so you just make up a story. So like, we're not going.
That's just going. Again laziness.
Is that betrayal?
What you are going and then you've
like say there's 5 of us going out and we don't want one person to come.
I'd say that's
so
probably
like
very
saying,
deceptive.
By the way, we're not going anymore, and then we go.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't. Betrayal.
I don't know if I would say that's. Yeah, I would probably say if I was the person that you did that to and I'd found out, I would probably feel quite betrayed. So
I've definitely done that sort of thing. I've definitely done that.
That's
sort
horrible.
Of thing. I think that's the only type of betrayal.
What, do you think you're too cool for that person?
No, I just can picture myself doing it and think of who I've done it to. So I'm just like, yeah, I've definitely done that a few times. Betrayal. So betrayal. Yeah. Do you know what we haven't done for 2 episodes?
Read out the comments.
We also
haven't done my word of the week and we're nearly at the end of the episodes.
Read out the comments.
Okay.
You got to get that word of the week in earlier.
Oh. Okay, so let's just say this word of the week was the one I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, you've given
a
couple.
What was your clothing?
What?
How did I describe you when you walked into the club? 2 words.
I would never, like, it sounded like nutcracker or something like that. Scantalagious.
Scantily clad.
Scantily clad.
Yes.
That is shit. I don't like that one. Scantily clad.
You don't like any words I bring
Why?
to the
Well,
table.
These are not words I'm going to use.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, my top scantily clad. Who am I talking to?
You might be walking on the road.
Who am I talking to?
She's awfully scantily clad.
And get slapped in my head.
By who?
Not by whoever
me.
I'm with.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I'm not you. You'll be impressed. You'll be like, ooh.
So wait a minute. Which comments am I reading out from
Just go from
YouTube,
my last video.
But on YouTube or on Instagram?
YouTube. We don't read out Instagram comments.
We don't.
No.
YouTube from the last video.
Unless people are putting stuff in the Instagram for us to read.
I just low key wanted to address my death threats.
Do you know what though?
On TikTok.
Do you know what though? I saw this, and I do genuinely feel like, we need to ease up on just talking about everyone in the industry, because
I thought you were the one that's I'm not scared.
I'm not. Who am I scared of?
I'm going up big chest.
I'm not scared of anyone, but I'm saying like
I'm not scared of anyone.
Some podcasters, yeah. When I look at it, yeah. When I saw the people repost us, even though I know we're not on the podcast just hating, when it gets clipped, it's like you start isolating yourself from industry.
All right.
But yeah, go on. Kaira's getting death threats from who? From gigs. Yeah, because you
From
said
random-
he's a.
I said he has a creepy voice, and for some reason, I now can't go to Peckham.
Yeah. and then, do you know what? I was in my PlayStation
But
party.
you know what's
yeah?
funny is that you're the one that actually I think said anything worse. But
What did I say?
If we're gonna get hate for this, yeah, can we just clarify the facts here? Yeah, one, all we said is that he was mentioned on the Diddy indictment list. Facts. That is not.
And
I we didn't say what for.
Wait. And I said,
Giggs
I don't
could have
think he's
been-
done anything freaky. I just think he knows stuff.
He could have been serving the fucking Prosecco, yeah?
Yeah.
All I know is that he was mentioned on the indictment list. Fact, yeah? Second point, I said he has a creepy voice. Facts. I don't think that is wild, yeah? So all I'm saying is that...
You said
Yeah.
he's something else, and I was saying he's not that. You said he's fruity or something.
I said like, I was just like, yeah, it's a bit fruity, but I don't even think I meant it like that. I'm just talking. But even saying that,
Yeah.
I don't think that...
You've riled up the...
Yeah, but let's all
gigs.
just get some perspective here, yeah? The people that were in those comments that were saying that it's no longer safe for me to go to Peckham because...
Do you know what, though?
I said something... Do you know, I've got a horrible voice,
Like, let's stop talking for a second.
But people can still come to Mitcham.
Stop talking for a second. Let me tell you something, yeah?
Yeah.
What's been made apparent to me.
Yeah.
You may actually not be able to go Peckham because this isn't new. This ain't new. You might get dragged up by the youngers. And I just think you need to be aware that this is a real thing.
All right, well, I don't even want to go to
These
Peckham.
are not people from Yorkshire typing in their pads.
Well, I'm not sure that they're not, though.
Yeah,
because
so-
my whole point is...
So you better tidy up the rest of your statement.
Okay, but my whole point
Because
here
gigs,
is...
I'm not backing her, so that I'm...
Oh my God, you pussy. Now listen to what I'm saying is, everything that we said before is allegedly. You said it. So don't try and leave me out here in the cold.
Young kids, yeah. You know when they say, watch out, because your girlfriend might get you in trouble.
See how you're being influenced by the comments?
Look at her.
You're being influenced by the comments.
She's like,
I'm not getting you in trouble. All I'm saying is that we sat here and I don't think we said anything that salacious, yeah?
No, I'm saying going forward.
Okay, fine. All I'm saying is that if that's all it takes for me to be death threats in Peckham, that's ridiculous.
The death threats are mad, and you're gonna have to watch over your shoulder for a while. That's a real thing.
That's ridiculous. If I'm sitting here and if I was to sit here and say, I don't know, name me an actor.
Will Smith.
No, I'm trying to think of someone like, I don't know, what's his name?
Damson.
Zac Efron.
Who's Zac Efron?
I'm trying to think of a white actor.
Who's Zac Efron again?
He was in High School Musical.
Oh, yeah.
If I was to go, you know what? Zac Efron, his voice is so creepy. Or like the way his eye twitches is mad creepy.
Yeah, but you know why? Because Zac Efron hasn't dragged anyone up for talking shit about him on the
internet. This is what I'm trying to say, though.
But this is
what I'm trying to say, though, is that is mental to me.
I think this is why Young
And
Spray
also,
got stabbed.
second of all, this is what I'm saying.
I think this is
But
what
that
Jinx was
is
telling me.
fucking okay.
Because currently Young Spray, all he said about gigs was he didn't like his music. Stop with all your fruity talk. Stop with all your fruity talk.
I never said. I'm not saying that.
Please. You wanted to go Peckham levels.
I haven't been there ages. I don't even go to Peckham like that.
Anyway, gigs.
In my opinion, it's silly. It's
On
all
behalf
love.
of both myself and Kaira.
It's all love.
We love you.
I think he's got enough love from people that don't even know him. All right. Comments from the last video. Do you want me to just read one of them? You always complain about the ones I choose.
Don't worry about like any dead space. I'll cut it out. So you look for a good one and read it.
Big up Bailey though, normal guy. What does that mean? Your missus' voice nice. Can imagine her being a good host on radio. Definitely need a funky melody added. Agreed.
She's a good host.
I could be a good host on radio. Is that because I've got a face on radio?
Yeah. It's your croaky voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of responses about the penis in the bowl.
none of them saying I'm wrong.
No.
So it's a good eye opener for you.
Kaira, it's very normal to pee and poo and wee at the same time and mesmerise you think otherwise. Like, surely the same thing happens for you when you go. Just because we have the length between our legs doesn't mean it would be any different. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm
Do you pee
right
and
or
poo
wrong.
at the same time?
I can.
Do you?
Not often.
Do you find you
I like to isolate the activities.
That's what I mean. So do you get on the toilet seat, pee first, and then poo?
We're really doing pee and poo conversation.
I would like to know. I want to know a little bit more about it. Because all I hear is tap.
If I'm, obviously I run the tap.
Why do you run the tap? We've been together for 7 years. Shh. Is it so I can't hear the...
No, it's for me to be in my moment.
So it's nothing to do with sounds?
No, it's for me to be in my moment.
Did it start off with sounds? Why do girls do that?
For me to be in my moment.
Okay.
I can't speak for all girls.
No, try educate us.
I can't speak
You're
for all
not
girls.
the only person that does this, but it seems to be a girl thing. When they
Probably
do
because
it...
I don't want to hear you. Don't want you to hear us, but at the same time,
splash.
I like for a while. I felt like I couldn't go to the toilet without the sound of the running water.
Because you're worried about the sound.
No, because I just was like, I just needed to relax. Okay.
Yeah, but I thought you was gonna dive deeper in it for us.
That's literally it. I don't know how deep I can get into that.
So what's going through your mind? You're thinking I can't poo without sound. Not now, but when it started. And is it because I'm like you're anxious that it's either gonna go or oomph, or is it something else? Like what is it?
Well, that's it. That's it. The answer. Yeah.
So 7 years later, now you still won't.
I just like to do that. That's just what I like to do.
Interesting. I used to think it was something to do with smell as well. I used
same
to
way
think
that you take off all your clothes when you go for a poo.
Not all the time.
Like a toddler.
Not all the time.
Anyway.
Not if I'm in public.
Well, thank God for that. I don't know what this comment means, and I wish it had a timestamp to it. It says, "Sounds like Kaira has to pay to have a good time with you, Bailey."
Because Harvester, you paid.
Oh, so is that you feeling sorry for me? Because if that is the case, it is like that. I do have to, like, beg and bribe him to spend time with me.
I spend 98% of my time.
Quality time.
With you.
Dates time. Romantic time. Romantic time. Oh, I like this one. Donnie Alexandra 3243 said, "FYI, Kaira, what you were describing in the video, people intelligence, is usually called cultural currency." That's right, actually. And it's very valuable traits in the business world. It's something that one can't learn. They either have it or not, and I agree that you have it. I think you can learn it, but it also comes from like cultural currency. They say they did a whole initiative in this country about building people's cultural capital, like young people's. And they say that, like, say, for example, if you're someone as a kid, you never went to the zoo, you never went to a museum, you never went and, like, did things.
That Mullah.
Why do you always have to be putting him down?
Because I want him to come on the show, so I'm just building up this.
So they're basically saying that it's like cultural currency is like you're more likely to have, like, more cultural understanding and more, like, when I say currency, like trades in all sorts of situations if you've been, like, better, you know, prepared for the world in that respect. Some people say that as like a snobbish perspective because they're like, oh, what, just because your kid's been to a museum. But I think people do really underestimate, like, those things are quite important. Do you get what I mean?
I think less so now.
I think being worldly is so important.
No, but I'd say 20 years ago, that kind of thing would have a huge impact on the difference between one kid that is and one that's not, because you're being exposed to more. Like, you go to a museum, you're going to come away from that with a lot of information that you would never get unless you went to a museum. However, nowadays, I think kids in their upbringing are exposed to absolute
phones, but that's not what I'm
exposed
talking
to
about,
absolutely
though.
everything.
That's an overload. What I'm talking about, it's not
So
even just a case of learning what's in the museum. It's the case of, like, being someone that's eager to go and get information and be interested in exhibitions and ask questions and have conversations that aren't like, I watched this video and do you get what I mean? It's like exploring. It's like you're more, there's just, I don't know how to describe it. Cultural currency is very hard to, like, decipher, but, like, it is, I think that there's still so much to that.
You don't think somebody can get a lot of cultural currency online?
I think there's a certain aspect of it. But I also think you're tapping into a certain type of culture. You're tapping into the internet culture. A lot of kids now know more about Ariana Grande than they do about, you know...
I don't know about Ariana Grande.
I'm not saying you. You're a 35-year-old man. I wouldn't expect you to. I'm just saying, like, I just use that as an example. Like, a lot of people have more understanding about, I don't know, TikTok trending sounds than they do about, you know, which political party to vote for.
Unless
I'm not saying which one is more
Mm.
important. You can argue probably reasons for both, but I'm just saying that there is a direct, you know, example of that. I just thought it was a good comment, and I agree. I like this one. Question for Kaira. What would you do if you and Bailey went out for dinner and the person sitting next to you had no arms, so they had to eat with their feet? Would you be okay with that, or ask to move tables?
What would you do? I wouldn't ask to move tables. I'd be fascinated.
They're just like this on the table.
Especially if they was open to talk about it.
I can't even get that.
Do you know what I mean?
What, you can't just question someone sitting.
I don't think you can be sitting at a table eating with your feet and not be open to discuss it.
That's not fair.
Like, that is...
You're assuming because they've got some sort of disability that they have
That's
to
not a
discuss
disability. That is a fucking magic trick. That is a...
It's not a disability. Not
that
having
is a
arms
spectacle.
is definitely a fucking disability.
No, of course. Not having arms is a disability. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about your... What's the opposite of a disability?
An ability.
We're talking about your inability of eating with your feet.
We're talking about an ability.
All right, we're talking about your ability
Yeah.
to eat with your feet.
Yeah.
So that's two completely different. I'm not talking to you about your disability. I'm talking about your ability.
Yeah.
Sorry you lost your arms, but that is amazing. How long did it take you to get that sort of dexterity and control?
Good word.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't think that?
I don't think I'd.
Would you be embarrassed if we were
Questions.
sitting out at dinner and the guy next to me and I was just like, excuse me?
Yeah. Because I'm British. So for you to just
I
be
probably,
like,
what if I did it
"Hey,
subtly?
you."
What if I did it subtly, like I dropped my fork over towards it, like, oh, excuse me, could you hand that to me?
Oh, I just noticed you don't have any arms.
Is that your Kaira? Did you see that?
No, you can't do
You know
that.
what I mean?
I probably wouldn't ask to move because I'm British and I'm too awkward to like make anyone else feel uncomfortable. But I know that this question has come up because I was talking about my very strong views on eating habits last week.
Oh, noises though.
And noises and stuff. And I think...
Or if he's like fumbling around the plate with his feet.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be something that it wouldn't be my preference. But I'm not saying that in like I wouldn't judge that person for it because that's their body and that's, you know, how they're made. But I don't really like sitting next to most people eating in general. So I'm just going to use that as a blanket rule. In arms or no arms.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Fascinated.
I would definitely
want
be
to sit
intrigued.
next to that person.
I mean, I did go to a cafe once, right? And this was like quite a shock for me. Went to a cafe and I'm sitting in there with like some work colleagues. And we were kind of like all bunched on like really small tables. And so like the guy was like sitting like right next to me, this old guy, and his food gets delivered and he's like, oh, thank you. And then he just goes and
pulled out
takes
his
out
teeth.
all his teeth. But the way it was like the noise, it was like the
Yeah, that's disgusting.
like that. And then just puts them on the table and it's all the saliva's dripping off it. And I was just like, and he had an omelette as well. So, you know, he's just like this. And I literally was like, and then I was like, I literally turned around and I was like, I'm going to take my sandwich to go. Because I was like, I don't want to sit there and deal with that.
English.
And and then he kept on putting them back in when he wanted a bit of salad. So it was like,
so he can chew the salad.
yeah, so he'd go put them in, chew the salad, and then take them out again, eat some omelette with the beans because that's obviously soft. Yeah, and I literally was like, I've reached my limit.
Do you need teeth to get rid of salad?
Well, if it's got a cucumber in it,
You
tomato, onion.
Yeah.
You can't just swallow salad. You can't mush it either. You know what I mean? Whereas at least with like beans or omelette, you can kind of mush it.
Mush it with your tongue.
Yeah, and his gums, I presume.
If I lost my teeth, yeah.
We're going turkey. We're going Turkey.
What, to get them
End
done?
of.
What's permanently put in?
Yeah, we'll have to.
What, as opposed to
I'm not
having
walking
ones
around with a gummy bear, am
No,
I?
but what if I could just have the ones where I could take them in and out?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you advise me not to do that?
Well, they need to look good. Whatever option you went through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really want to kiss you with your gummy bear.
Do you know what's scary, yeah? Is that I haven't been to the dentist for about 1.5 years, 2 years now.
Yeah.
And every time I do this, I only go to the dentist when something goes wrong. And then I have a whole headache of trying to get a new dentist and blah, 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 blah. But I'm really worried that, like, when we go to Thailand, I'm going to need dental treatment.
I thought about that the other day because, you know, my wisdom teeth have been pushing both sides.
You need to sort that out. I was thinking I should go and have a checkup just before I go. But I feel like sometimes if you just go and have a checkup, they find stuff that wasn't bothering you.
Yeah, that's the other day. That's what happened to me. But they've put me back on the list, my wisdom teeth. But I think it's going to be, when you do it on NHS, it takes fucking ages.
You should just go Guy's Hospital and get done quick.
Yeah, but I don't want them to just rip it out and be like, it's an emergency.
No, you go sleep.
Oh. Do you know what? Dental work is, for me, is just the worst. The other day when I called you, do you remember? And I've been at the dentist, they drilled my teeth. And they had to give me the injections because I was literally like, I can't deal with this drilling.
If you're under 18, yeah, take as much advantage of the free service you're getting. Because once you turn into an adult, the dentist is...
And they don't care about you.
What would you even... Dentist is like taxes. It's something you just regret and like don't look forward to. And
it's horrible.
It costs money just for them to look in your mouth, just to tell you that if there's anything they need to do. Yeah.
It's awful. And like my dentist as well, like I really want my dentist to like give a shit about who I am. He does not care about me.
My dentist didn't let me come back.
Yeah.
I had to find a new one.
Your breast stinks.
No. It's because I gave them shit. I was bad mouthing the dentist to the woman at reception, thinking that she'll like have my back, and she just ended up blacklisting me. Yeah. And I was just like, bitch.
Damn.
So now I don't have a dentist.
Damn.
How long have we been talking?
Just over an hour.
Oh, jolly good. Is there any more comments?
Well, I think we actually got lots of responses when we were talking about mums and fathers and dads not seeing their kids and stuff, which I know was a techie episode in some respects, but we actually got lots of people putting their thoughts in the comments, which I thought was quite good.
I didn't hear what you said.
You did. You just wasn't listening.
Yeah.
When we were talking about dads not seeing their kids and mums, we actually got loads and loads of comments about that.
Saying
about
what?
Like lots of people's just different opinions on it, really. There's too many assumptions being made and reasons or excuses for a father can't be present. Mostly the reasons are it's the woman's fault. That's a tired cliche. The majority of fathers are bitter as well over the relationship themselves or having to pay support. The reality is there are not many women actually keeping their child away. And if they are, there is a court system in place for that reason. Ironically, that was the one solution to this issue that was breezed over, other than saying, I don't know why they don't go to court. That's an excuse, and that is the opposite of doing everything possible for your child.
Is that a woman?
I don't know.
Sounds like a woman.
I don't think it is, actually.
Well, it sounded like a female's perspective, so if it is a man, then it's...
But I don't think that's necessarily... I think these arguments are actually not male or female perspective. What?
I take back my statement.
No, I'm just saying I don't think that female perspective. I think that could be a guy just as much as it could be a woman.
Is it a guy?
How do I meant to know? Charlie 2 times.
What, 2 X's?
No. Just says Charlie 2 times. Someone else said, I'm supporting Bailey's notion from something onwards. The issue is very much that because men shouldn't have to bleed for access to their kids and be fathers, that shouldn't be a requirement. The fact that we have to run to charities for access is the actual issue. All these efforts shouldn't be normal. Turning up and demanding answers is where she calls the police. And as a man, you stand no chance against her crocodile tears. What?
Well, I don't want to comment on these things.
I'm reading them, so I'm waiting for you to comment.
No, it's a good comment.
Okay.
But yeah, it is all old though. They get it.
Okay.
We get
Someone put, the pod is growing on me.
Oh, who's that?
Good. Muhammad Ali, 9797. Bailey needs a new co-host. He's going to either mash up at his relationship or his podcast.
I do fear this weekly, guys. I do fear this weekly.
Do you?
Yeah. I do. I could just imagine the headlines on Black UK, whatever it's called. Wholesome couple break up after 9 months of podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a possibility.
That is a possibility, but what are you going to do? I did say this a couple of weeks ago. You were like, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but because there's been a couple of occasions where it's like got a bit tense in the old room on certain topics.
You guys let us know. What do you think about the tension?
Do
you think it's a good
I'm gonna
thing
ask,
or a bad thing?
I want to ask. The last episode, I cut out the last topic. I won't say what the topic was, but I cut it out because we had quite a positive episode. And then I asked, I brought up something I knew was gonna rub her up the wrong way a little bit.
I don't know.
And it went a bit left, a little bit, not too left, but I was like, I just cut that out because we don't need it. But do you not like the tension? Because I don't think it's avoidable all the time.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing.
I bit my tongue a couple of times in this episode just so I didn't steer us off track.
But the difference is, Reese, and I think people have agreed with me. The difference is, Bailey, and people have agreed with me in the comments, is that you are antagonistic.
Yes, but...
And you do have a silly face.
But I want you to roll with those punches.
Yeah, but I'm also me.
I want to antagonise you.
If you can be how you are, I've got to be how I am.
So I'm antagonistic.
Yeah.
What are you?
And I'm...
a moody...
realistic.
Moody bitch.
No.
What are you then? If you're
I'm the protagonist and you're the antagonist.
Well, that's sometimes I want to wind you up. But I don't want to throw you off track. But if they turn around and say they don't mind it, then I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, tell us. Do you think that the tension is good, or do
you know why?
Because
one time Leo called me after like the first time when he got tense on screen. He was like, "You lot can't do that," you know. I felt like he was having like producer rights. Just
let everyone know, that it's like it's hard. Like even though we are similar, we are very different. So it's like you do annoy me, and sometimes I'm like I want to sit, like I said earlier, and talk about my true crime and stuff, but it might not be interesting to you. And the things that if you want to talk about Diddy every episode, it's not always interesting to me. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
I don't want to talk about Diddy every episode.
You've talked about him like the past
I never brought Diddy up today. I didn't bring up Diddy.
I don't know. Somehow the diddler has been through this line of conversation from beginning to end. You know what we should do? Every topic we should do that, like, you know, that 2 points or like 2-step removal thing.
What?
Of like how, like, you know, you're saying like you're 2 steps away from everybody.
It's not 2 steps, it's about 6.
Oh, whatever it is. But we should do that of like how you can relate everything back to Diddy.
Oh yeah.
Talking about apples, like, and he can find a way to relate back to Diddy.
He's involved.
But yeah, so, you know, we have got tension, but it's also like quite real because that is just how we talk in general.
Yeah, every relationship's got tension. And like, it's not really tension.
No.
It is. It's definitely
We're also
tension.
not going to agree on everything. We never have.
We don't agree on anything.
No.
Even when we agree.
Yep.
But
again, someone else in the comments saying Bailey not understanding
this
that
is
Kaira's actually agreeing with him.
Yeah, and I admit, but we both do that because she does it as well. You do it so bad. Kaira's got a habit of agreeing with my point by saying, "Yeah, but."
You know,
then she'll give her point.
You have something.
And to me, that just sounds like you're overriding.
You have an issue with the word "but." I could just say it's like I don't even think about the word "but" as being like an important word. It's B-U-T, it's 3 letters. I just go, yeah, but I just say it in like a, that's like my middle point. Like it's what's that word when it's a connective? Like it's like me saying, well, to the contrary, or.
Yeah, that's meaning something opposite. No?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just colloquial, but you make it out as if like as soon as you hear "but," you're like, oh.
It's because you say you say I agree with you, but, and then to me, whatever comes after the word "but" is not agreeing.
That's conversation.
No, I'm happy to conversate. I'm happy to conversate.
This is where you guys see the realness, because when we're at home,
let's hear it.
This is my issue: is that I feel like what you'd like the conversation to go like is this is what I say, and I go, okay.
Sometimes. No, there are sometimes.
Oh wait, I was just about to say it again. But that's not real life. Because there's caveats to everything. There's context to everything. There's opinions. There's feelings. There's lots of different perspectives that come into things. There's environment. There's circumstance.
You're not realising my issue. I'm talking about times when you're saying, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you. But
there's also this to consider.
So what I'm saying is, if you was just adding to what I'm saying,
how about if I said,
it would be, you can even say, I agree with that. And then you always, how you do it? I don't know how you do it. I have to get one of the topics up, but you literally say, I'll be like, this is blue. And you'll be like, I agree. But it's not blue. But that's what you're doing.
It very something.
And I'm like, so do you agree?
That's way too rudimentary for what we're talking about.
No, but I'm like, that's what it feels. That's as simple as it is in my head.
I think that's much more rudimentary than what we're actually discussing.
But yeah.
But what
we're probably agreeing with each other right now. And disagreeing.
Is that maybe what I could say instead is, I agree with you. However, I'd like you to consider that. Would that feel better?
No, sometimes I just want you to agree with me and shush.
No, that's what you always want, but that's not real life.
No, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes,
that's not real life.
Sometimes. Do you know how much times I agree with you, even though I don't agree with you, just to keep you happy? That's your issue. No, that's what men do.
No.
No, it is.
Well, then but then you grumble about it and then go and cheat on us. That's what it is.
That's what
men,
it is. That is what men. I used to see jokes of like married men, like happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, because
like,
usually we're correct.
Just let her win. Like, I used to see this and think, never me. I fully do that.
And those men tend to be happy because their woman's happy.
You think we're happy, but we're silent.
Well, then go off and do something different.
Why would you want that?
But then do that then. Like, I don't turn around because that's annoying though.
No, I do. I challenge you a lot. But I'm saying a lot of the time, I would just agree with you so you feel happy and there's no argument. But you will argue regardless.
No,
you don't care if I'm happy.
That, you go,
you don't care if it makes me happy or not.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind if you did it convincingly. If you agreed with me and you were like, yeah, actually, I can see your perspective on that. But you don't, you go, yeah, sure.
Do you know what?
Like that.
I see your perspective and you're right.
You're not stupid, you know.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, if you want us to keep all of the or maybe we'll just keep that in the Patreon. You can have all the unedited arguments on Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But if there's anything, because Bailey was dodging the question earlier about his vlogs and stuff. Mm-hmm. If there's anything that you want to see, then you just got to tell us.
Yeah, Kaira's getting very upset that you guys are not interacting.
I'm not very upset. You got some answers earlier.
Yeah, that was on my own Instagram. But you're upset that no one's interacting with the CHATABOX page in general.
No, I'm just saying I really want to know some dilemmas and secrets.
If you don't give her a fucking voice note soon, I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm going to start sending them in with my own accent. Hi, Bailey and Kaira. I'm going to do it. But yeah, you have to send us in some stuff because that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, that's enough, yeah?
Your energy levels are...
Am I?
Yeah, you're like, you've been trying to end it for the last...
Oh, no, yeah, because I thought we was wrapping up a minute ago.
Wrap it up.
Oh, no, what I will say is, and I think that we should do this.
Would you like to play more games?
What I want us to do,
I want to play more games.
On the back of that last conversation, is I want to have a guest on of a couples therapist.
Okay.
And
we'll do live therapy on here.
We'll do a live therapy session.
All right, but don't be getting upset when I'm telling and saying what I think.
What? You got to protect the relationship. We're not having a real deep dive, but I'd like for them to maybe help us with communication. You don't have to start getting deep about whatever's going on in that fucking head of yours. We can tackle the smaller issues.
Okay, that's a good idea. I just think I go to therapy myself.
So you
and
feel
I
like
always
you're a qualified therapist.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I feel like I'm on a journey, and I have said this to you before on the podcast, off the podcast. I'd like you to go back to your own therapy, because what happens is I go to therapy and I thought, don't do that, because that's discouraging people that really could need it.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, I feel like, again, this is a but. Yeah, we should do that, but I feel like you need to go therapy.
Yeah, but you do. That's the whole point. You're not meant to do couples therapy before you've done your own therapy, because I go to therapy and talk about myself. I talk about myself. I talk about my scenario. And obviously, as part of that, I talk about you. But she gives me ways that I feel that really have aided our relationship we've had deep conversations about that in the last couple of weeks. You probably don't remember, but we have.
One thing that I remember that your therapist told you to do with us that I don't like when you do is when you're like, when you say something and you're like, did you hear me? And I'm like, yeah. And you go, tell me what I just said.
No, this is you remembering things wrong again. Try to use a really well-known thing amongst couple therapists. This wasn't even from my therapist. It's from multiple people you see everywhere, which is about how if you're doing active listening,
you got to
but
repeat
you don't
back.
You don't do active
Repeat
listening.
back to me what I just said.
And
I'm like,
exactly. That's the whole point, is you don't do active listening. All I'm saying is that in therapy, as much as working on myself, that includes working and improving my relationship. So I'm already doing 50% of the work, but you're not carrying your load. So we can
I feel like if a couples therapist heard you talking like this, they would rein you
probably.
in a bit. They say, Kaira, we're very happy that you're doing your own thing, but this perspective you have, that you're carrying this relationship with, that is it's just not right. I think we need to just come back down.
Maybe.
And sit with him, hold his hand.
But why should I come down? Why can't you come up?
Come down. We don't like people on pedestals. Come down.
Come up.
Come down here.
Come up.
Come down here and hold my hand.
Raise your level.
Look at my hand.
Improve.
Look at the olive branch that you're actively ignoring.
I'm not, but you always do this when you want me to shut up.
Let's dig deeper into why you took so long to give me your hand.
Because I'm not being hurt here.
You feel very tense.
Because you're telling me I'm wrong. That's
you are.
why. Because you're telling me I'm wrong.
I haven't said you're wrong.
You are.
I've just tried to take your hand.
You're doing the thing again.
And
you're doing the thing again. You're doing the annoying thing again.
I'm struggling to communicate with you. It's like we're speaking.
Oh, someone in the comments let me know if this is going to annoy me as much as it would annoy me.
Is this? Yes, please. People in the comments, tell me, am I being annoying?
Because you're not being genuine.
I'm being dead genuine.
No,
yes,
this is me being genuine.
I don't know what you think genuine looks like. I don't know what you think it looks like.
You're not being
genuine. I think that's what I think. Sometimes you think I'm winding you up, and I'm actually.
You are though. Tell me you're not. Tell me you know what you're doing right now.
I know I'm trying
exactly.
to. I'm trying to put an olive branch out.
Anyway,
I'm trying to hold your
olive branch
hand.
for what? There's no disagreement.
Hold your beautiful hand with
There's
your
no disagreement.
Nails. Yeah, I know.
So there's no olive branch.
Yeah, you just seem very tense, and you just seem that you needed.
Oh, I don't want to hold hands right now.
That's fine. We'll work that out after.
Oh my god!
If there is
so annoying.
If there is any couples therapists out there that would be happy to come on camera, maybe you don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to be. You could just be the voice.
You need to have the patience of a saint.
Maybe it'll be your voice in the background. But if you're happy to be on camera, you'll be on camera. But yeah, if you would like to come and do a live session with us on the podcast, see if you can.
But I'm not talking about our relationship. I'll talk generally about communication.
Are talking about our relationship.
Oh, for God's sake.
Our issues.
All right.
You're scared.
I'm not scared.
You're scared that a therapist will tell you I'm right.
No, I'm not, because we've been to couples therapy before.
And there was times where me and the therapist was looking at you like, you
no, he wasn't.
Hearing what's going on.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
I was looking at him like, see? I was like, I've got to pay for therapy to tell us that I'm right. That's what I feel.
I'm done with you. I'm actually done with you. That's why I can't do these things with you. So I can't do these things with you. You're not serious. You're not serious.
I love you.